That 70s show just released its own sequel of sorts.
Yeah.
That 90s show on Netflix. A chance to catch it yet?
So I've watched the first episode. I think we started the second episode, but it was late at night, and my fiance ended up falling asleep, I think. Not because of boredom, it was just late at night. It feels very forced right now, but I need to go back and watch the first episode to the 70s show, I think.
Okay.
Because I was a big fan of that 70s show. I've watched it through the series a couple times. But I need to remember how the first episode was, because I know there were a lot of new actors. It was their first roles and shit. I need to go back and watch the first episode to see how stiff they were or how well they meshed together. And because I feel like I might be judging it too harshly right now. One thing that I did notice is, I don't know if you've picked up How I Met Your Father.
Oh, I did
So.
watch maybe like 3 episodes of that.
Yeah, about the same. For its own show, I think it's doing pretty okay. It's definitely a little bit of a different type of humor.
Mm-hmm.
But something I've noticed in both that one and that 90s show, they are like real heavy on that laugh track. Like they'll say something that's not even supposed to be funny and they'll hit that laugh track. You bring in Kelso and he comes in, oh, hello, or whatever the fuck he says.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh track. Man, it's very heavy on the laugh track. I went in on one of the episodes of How I Met Your Father, and I actually set a timer for 1 minute and counted how many times they used that laugh track.
Ooh.
And it was average 1 laugh track per 10 seconds.
Damn.
And yeah, dude. It was a lot. It was pretty heavy. And I feel like they're doing the same with that 90s show. That being said, I feel like they have a lot of room to grow. I do want to keep watching to see how the rest of the season holds up. But at this point, I feel like they're pushing a lot of the stuff that they used later in the series for that 70s show pretty early on. And I think it's to pick back up where they left off. Like the very first episode, it was them getting a keg.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that didn't happen for the regular cast until like halfway through the first season or something of the sort.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I need to finish watching it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I am about 8 episodes in out of 10.
Right.
So I have a pretty good rounded up summary of how I feel about it. Let me start off with, I like the theme song. It's the original track, but they gave it that 90s spin. You know, it does feel very 90s. I like it for what it's supposed to be. I like it. And I don't really care for the young cast. I don't care for them. And that's the show's supposed to be about them, the kids.
Right.
They mesh together all right, I guess. They have different variety of personalities there, just like the original show did. And they're all friends, and it works. They have a nice, decent dynamic. Mm-hmm. I just don't care about them. Like, again, 8 episodes in, I'm kind of like, can we skip this part and get to the adults, get to the original cast? Like, that's what I find myself doing. Like, the best jokes and the best parts are Red and Kitty, and whenever a cameo comes in, and that's what the original cast has become. They're cameos. Right. You know, Eric and Donna were in the first episode, and then they're gone. And then later they mention where Eric is for the daughter's birthday. I was like, oh, he couldn't make it. He was at a space camp or something. A throwaway joke. You know, like, man, it's fucking stupid. Like, fans of that 70s show, you are a fan, I'm a fan. We came back to watch them, right? I want to see what's going on with them. I want to know what happened to Eric and Donna. I want to know what happened to Kelso. I want to know what happened to Fez. And they come in for an episode. They spread them apart. Yeah. And really good stuff. They have good cameos. They have really good stuff when they are on screen. Yeah. And again, Red he's hilarious, dude. Like, he has the best lines in the whole series. But it's like half of the episode is based on the adults and half of the episode is catered to the younger kids. And so like I'm interested in half of the episode, and it's just not. It's not supposed to be that way. Like, I'm just not drawn to them. I don't know what it is.
And that's why I say I need to go back and see, like, how they were in the first episodes of that 70s show. Because it very well could be just that nostalgia that we want to see our favorite characters, our favorite on camera, on set all the time. Because I'm sure that we weren't in love with those characters from the very get-go. I feel like Jackie at first was a little annoying, but she grew into her own character. She's one of our favorites by the end of the series. But something that I have heard is that the characters, and I need to see for myself, but I've heard that the characters are very, like, they're good characters, but they don't give them enough background to, like you said, to care about them. Like, I heard they play the characters well and they mesh together well, but yeah, I heard that they don't build enough for them to be their own characters, I guess you could.
And you might be right with that, because outside of their introduction of them, they don't really dig into them as characters, except for the main girl, Eric's daughter, who has character growth throughout. But even then, like, it's preteen stuff, because she has a birthday and she turns 15. Yeah. And maybe that's what it is for me. Like, you're too young. I don't relate to you anymore. I don't care.
Right.
Like, preteen stuff, I don't give a shit, dude. That's 30 years ago for me. I'm not interested. And I get what they're doing. They're trying to build a new audience going forward, and I'm no longer that audience. But they want to, hey, come back. We got cameos. And I don't know, dude. I'm gonna finish it out, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I will say I was able to get through this one opposed to How I Met Your Father, because for that one, the humor was completely different.
Oh yeah.
Everything was catered to the new generation, like the new audience, and I could not get into it whatsoever. I did not get past the first episode, and I dropped it. I dropped it hard.
I'm trying. I might keep watching. It's shit. The last time I watched was probably like a month ago, but I might try to keep watching just for nostalgia's sake. But yeah, as far as the first episode goes, I feel like they tried to keep the same type of humor in that 90s show, but at the same time, I feel like they held back. Possibly because of the new generation. A lot of people are a lot more sensitive to what is said nowadays. Some people are a little bit more offended. Some people still don't give a fuck. So they might be walking on eggshells right now just to test the waters out a little bit. And hopefully they break away from that and go full sprint into the kind of humor that they had before. And maybe that might make it better. But yeah, it definitely feels different from that 70s show.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll just wait and see what happens. I'll report back once I finish the last episode there. Speaking of the last episode, did you catch The Last of Us? Oh, terrible. Gold, man. Gold. Gold transitions here.
Terrible segue. But no, I actually did not.
You did not? Okay.
As for whatever reason, I have not played through the game. I've had it on PS3. I've had it on PS4. And I think I have it on PS5.
Fucking asshat.
Man, I've heard so many good things about it. It's just, I go through those motions where, like, sometimes I'll play video games and sometimes I won't. Man, I don't know. Maybe I've tried it every single time I'm not really playing video games too much. I haven't really picked it up and stuck with it.
All right. Well, for starters, you're an asshat. First,
right.
And secondly, Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I was when I first saw the trailer to The Last of Us on HBO. It looked really good. It looked like it had a lot of potential. I was like, all right, I'm going to check this out because I'm a huge fan of The Last of Us, the video game. I bought it when it came out on PS3. Love the story. It's fucking amazing. It's a great story. PS4, when they released the remastered, I played it again. Still fucking good. The story's top notch. It's so fucking good. And then the PS5 version came out. I haven't played that one again because I played the PS4 version like 3 times. But, dude, I gotta tell you, dude, the story's amazing. It's so damn good. I love it. It pulls on the heartstrings every single time. It's just a damn good story. Damn good story.
this show was
successful. I think it was successful. I think they did an excellent job recreating what the first game has laid out. Now, so far, it's almost word for word, almost like 90% of it, exactly how it happened in the game, but a little prolonged, a little stretched out. Like give a little more info, a little more background, and the first episode, so damn good. And it almost sucks that I know what the story is because the episode did a really good job of the characters. You know, when it's the main character is Joel, right? He's played by the Mandalorian.
This is the way.
And my boy Mando. When I first heard that he was going to be Joel, I was like, he's so young. Like he just doesn't have that look. But they did it, man. I don't know what it was, the makeup, or maybe he spent an hour in the hyperbolic time chamber. I don't know, man. They aged him up. He looks good. He looks the role. He looks the part. He looks damn good. And the daughter did such a damn good job with her too, man. Like, no spoilers, but like, they did a damn good job with her. She did an excellent job. The actress, fantastic. Great job. And the peak of this episode, it hits hard. It hits really fucking hard. And it's just like, okay, they definitely set it up. They set up the characters, how they're supposed to feel and think, and give them a reason why they are how they are. And they nailed it. They fucking nailed it.
All right. Yeah. So here's a pretty big question for you.
All right.
So I play video games. Unfortunately, that's just one of them that I have not played. So for a newcomer to the series like me, if I just didn't have much interest in playing the video game, but I was interested in the story, could I go into the show as of right now and get the same feeling, the same aesthetic, or the same kind of experience that I would get from the video game?
I think that story-wise, you will definitely get that experience. You're aware when you play a video game, you get a different sort of sensation because you're in the role of that character. So you're kind of playing through the events. So it does hit a little differently, but story-wise, watching it, dude, like it's fantastic. And I'm glad you brought that up because my wife, she was interested in The Last of Us. Unfortunately, the way that I play that game, like I will look in every nook and cranny, looking for items, looking for treasures, looking for whatever. I take a damn long time to complete a story game like that. And she got bored watching me because half the time I'm not doing shit. Like I'm entertained, I'm having fun, but she's just, she's not entertained. And so she dropped it. But she was interested. And with this first episode, I was looking over, her phone was not in her hands. The phone was
down.
It was down. She was watching the whole time. And whenever our kids wanted something, she'd like pause. She has to get up and get them something to eat. It was on pause. She did not want it playing in the background while she was off doing something. She was in it.
She's definitely like genuinely interested in it, huh?
Absolutely, dude.
All right.
I'm telling you, dude, it's fantastic. You have to check it out. It's like an hour and a half, I think, for the first episode.
Okay.
But make the time for it, dude. It's fucking good. It's love it.
That's good to know, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty high praise. I think if it's able to get someone off of their phone and undivided attention onto the show, I feel like that's a pretty good compliment nowadays.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was a comment, actually. Good old Lizzie. He hates everything.
Okay. Of course.
He hates everything.
Anything and everything. Yeah.
He shits on everything. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the new Deadpool's coming out. Oh, it's going to be trash. Or that's the kind of person he is, and that's fine. It's whatever. He's open to his own opinion.
Right.
He made a statement on his Facebook account. It said something like, they're just copying the game and doing it in live action. And he's already played the game like twice or something. So he's not really interested or entertained by what's being presented on screen.
Right.
He brings up a good point because so far, like I said, most of it is almost word for word.
Right.
And is there going to be something new? I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I'm definitely interested to find out. But he does bring a valid point. I don't know, dude. I'm very tossed on it because there is something that that comes from a different media and they bring it onto screen, right? Like a TV show or a movie. And whenever they change something, a lot of the times it's shit. It becomes garbage. And it sucks. I hate it because it's usually something that I like. Dragon Ball movie, Dragon Ball. Whenever they brought, to a movie, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Hot garbage.
Not great. Garbage. Yeah. No, it's not what Dragon Ball fans wanted.
Yeah.
Or even the Death Note, an amazing anime series.
Yeah.
Netflix brought it to live action. I hated it.
Pile of hot garbage.
I hated it. Yeah, so I mean, when you take something like The Last of Us, which I absolutely love the fucking game, dude, and they bring it on the screen, and then if they changed it too much, I would hate it. But right now, as they're keeping it the same, I'm loving it.
All right. So, do you think it's better for them to stay close to the source material, or would you prefer them to branch off a little bit? Because look at what happened with The Witcher. It came on, Henry Cavill, huge fan of the games, huge fan of the books, and he was really on board to try to make something close to the source material. But when they started straying away from that, he had less and less hopes for it, to the point where he actually dropped out of the show. And I think you may have heard or not, he's also a big fan of Warhammer. Personally, I don't have any interest in Warhammer, but he pitched an idea to make a show for Warhammer, and he wanted to do it source material accurate. That was shot down, unfortunately for him. But back to The Witcher. Branched off, they did their own thing, and people absolutely hated it. They shit on it like actual fans of it. They shat on it, like all over it. Would you prefer that they stick to the source material for The Last of Us?
You know what? When it comes down to it, for me, on a personal note, I'm like for The Witcher, I wasn't a big fan of it. I watched it. It had some entertaining stuff in it. It had some cool scenes. It had some good stuff in there. But overall, I didn't much care for it. And then I'm thinking of another one. Netflix brought a Resident Evil spin-off.
Right.
Where they had the Black Wesker.
Right, Blade. I mean,
Blade. Yeah. Basically, yeah. And a lot of people shit on it.
Yeah.
They hated it. I actually enjoyed it. I thought the story was interesting. I thought that it was engaging. It drew me in. It was different. It was completely off source, but it was still following a certain template from the source. I thought it was an okay spin-off.
Right.
But as far as accuracy, I was like, they could have chosen. I'm kind of mixed on it because I'm not opposed to change, and when they take the source material and then they change it and try to improve upon it, but when they fail hard. Like they just fall flat on their faces. Yeah, and it's a big risk.
Yeah. So I mean, with that being said, I might pick it up. Depending on how the first episode goes, I may pick up the game. We'll see. Yeah, I know it's something that you've been pushing me to do for
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years or so. We'll see if maybe this finally convinces me. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I'll give the show a shot. And we'll see. I might try to pick up the game again. I'll let you know, though.
All right, cool. Yeah. Check it out. Yeah, it's on HBO Max. If you don't watch, you think I'm wrong, you don't like it, put it in the comments, send me an email. Let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely be hearing from me.